Hello again. Today I'd like to share with you some ideas for chain writing with your students of English as a foreign language or any other language you teach, or actually any other subject. The ideas I'd like to share imply the use of Padlet. Padlet is this online tool you have on screen, and it is a collaborative tool to create boards, mm, posts in teams, and we are going to use it to start chain writing. First thing you have to do, as usual with web tools, is sign up. If you've never been to Padlet before, you can sign up with your mail and password, or you can connect Padlet with Google or your Facebook account. Once you have signed up and you become a registered user, you can log in. Again, depending on how you registered, you will log in using your username and password, or you can log in with your Google or Facebook account. I'm going to log in with Google as I have my accounts connected. So once we're in, you can see your dashboard. You can create Padlets from here if you go to create new Padlet, and then from left to right you can have a look at the Padlets you have already created. You can see how well your Padlets are doing on the net. You can also view the collaborators, the people that are working with you in a common Padlet. You can see all the files you've uploaded to the platform, pictures, printable files, and so on. See if the files in my dashboard load. There you are. You can also have a look at links that you have posted in your different Padlets. You can also change the settings of your account, update the settings of your account as well. You can pick a new avatar, change your username, email, language, password, and you can also activate or not the types of communication you'd like to receive from Padlet. And finally, you can also delete your account if you don't want to use Padlet any longer. Now, what we're going to do straight on is to create a new Padlet. So just we click on create a new Padlet, and as you see, the wall is there for you, ready to use. Before actually starting to post our chain writing outcomes in our brand new wall, we should set up the wall. There you can modify the wall. First of all, you can choose a thumbnail that depicts your wall. You can use either one of the thumbnails that Padlet offers you, or you can add your own picture, your own thumbnail. Just click on add, and if you know the web address of the image or the video that you like to associate with the wall, you can paste it here. If you'd like to upload it from your own computer, just click there and drop a file, or click to browse in your computer, and you finally click submit, and the thumbnail of the wall is there for you on the left hand side of the Padlet. You can give a title to your Padlet. So we are going to write, for instance, the title of our chain story. As we are fostering writing skills and linking those skills with cultural diversity, I'd like to start an international wall about international do's and don'ts. And I'd like to start with my own country. So I'm going to entitle the wall um, Spain do's and don'ts. And I'd like to describe my wall about a common place to post tips for international students about what to do and what not to do when visiting Spain. This is a proposal that you can take to your own ESL lessons or writing lessons and ask your students to start or manage some chain writing, cultural chain writing about their own home country do's and don'ts. So in that way, they are also connecting with other peer students worldwide, and then we should create a global collaborative chain writing with lots and lots of tips to with things to do and things not to do when visiting the different countries. So I think that should be quite interesting to connect with peers and engage English writers from all over the world, actually. Right. So once we've got the basic info, we can customize the wallpaper. We can use our own background if we have a nice picture that we've got to associate our wall with, and we can also use some of the backgrounds that Padlet offers us. So I'm going to choose stars. So there you are, that's our wall background now. And we can also customize the layout, how the different contributions by the different authors appear on the screen. We can choose a free form, that is, the posts can be put anywhere by contributors and can be resized freely. This is quite nice, but from personal experience, I can tell you that using freeform is not really the best choice when having lots of contributors, because once people start contributing, they forget about not posting on other people's contributions, and sometimes it might look a bit messy. So I'd go for stream. Posts are placed one below the other. So somebody starts the chain, and the next contributor will see the contribution on top of the first contribution, on top of the beginning of the chain. We can also go for grid, in which posts are displayed in a grid-like layout, as in a gallery. But I'm going to go for stream, because as this is going to be chain writing, the beginning of the story will be at the bottom of the wall, and people will be able to read it at a glance and continue the story and producing some chain writing with coherence and flow. So once we've got the layout, we can customize the privacy, the visibility of our wall. We can decide if it's going to be a private wall, only you and the people you add by email can access the wall. We can go for a password protected wall. For example, if we are working with underage students, that might be a good idea. We can choose that visitors can need to have a password in order to enter the wall, but they can view, everybody can view, or everybody with a password can write, or everybody with a password can moderate. That's up to you, whatever your needs are for your lessons and your students. We can also have a hidden link. The wall will have a public link, but that link will be hidden from Google, or will be hidden from public areas of Padlet, so it won't be able to be browsed by people, searched by people, and found, of course. Or we can go for a totally public wall, where everybody can see and everybody can contribute without having to register first, or without having to enter any password. And we can decide what that public will be able to do in our wall, if they will only be able to view, or if they will be able to write and contribute, or if they will be able to moderate as well. I'm going to go for a totally public wall where everybody can contribute and write. Right, then the next step should be adding people. You can add other collaborators, contributors, and give them more control. You can actually have moderators, managers of your wall, people who help you with the administration of the wall. Padlet will email them the link. Okay, and you can also even restrict the privacy controls even more, and decide that you allow everybody to contribute, but it is you as the owner of the wall that moderates posts. Right, whatever you decide, you have to click on submit in order to get your changes saved. Next is to decide on notifications. You might decide to be emailed once a day every time somebody contributes to your wall. And you can also customize the web address. The current address, as you see here, is quite impersonal, right? It is a unique web address of the wall, which is not going to be very meaningful. But you can also pick a padlet.com address that includes your username as the owner of the wall and the title of the wall. For example, Spain tips should be a nice web address for the purpose of our wall. Padlet lets you know if that address is available, and if it is, goes green, so you can click on pick and the unique address is yours. You can also copy the wall if you let's say have lots of bunches of different students and you want to split them up in teams, sorry. So it's the same assignment, the same chain writing, but you want them to work in team A, B, C, and so forth. But you want them to have the same wall with the same structure and the same means of contributing, same settings. And you can also decide if you want to copy with posts or to copy without posts. So that makes your work quite easy when setting up different walls for different lessons or different bunches of people, actually. Finally, you can also delete it if you are not happy, obviously, right? We are not going to delete it now, but we are going to start our contribution. So just by double clicking on the wall, as you see, you can contribute. You can post your first contribution. First thing to do is post title or your name and your name. So I'd like to contribute with my own tip for Spain do's and don'ts, and I'd like to remind my future potential contributors that this is chain writing, and the story begins here. So next we can illustrate our first contribution to the wall with maybe a picture that we have in our computer by uploading a file, for example, or we could also insert a link as we saw when we were setting our wall. Now we are going to write our first tip for international students when coming to Spain. For example, do not think that every Spaniard can dance flamenco. This is a common mistake that still lots of international students do, maybe because of stereotypes, and when talking about cultural diversity and do's and don'ts when in Spain, this could be a nice first tip. When we think we are ready, we just click outside and our contribution is there, and another peer could follow up the chain writing. If you feel that you'd like to edit your contribution, just click on the edit this post button and you can change whatever you like. When you are ready, just close and it will disappear if you want to change it completely. You can also add a link, an image, if you know the source, the web address, video, map, slideshow, document. You can add a photo from your webcam, and if you are not happy at all with your post, you can delete it the way it, and that way, sorry, it will disappear completely. We are going to upload the flamenca again to illustrate our first don't when in Spain. And that's the basics to Padlet and to use it as a chain writing tool. Bye bye for now.